Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have officially now spent over 10,000 hours building online businesses, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you the most important things that I've learned along this journey. Now, just to give you some background, where I started with online business was about 10 years ago when nearly my entire department was fired from our jobs because the company was doing a round of layoffs. I didn't even know that this was possible at the time, that you could just randomly be fired, but apparently it is. Now from here, in order to pay my bills, I didn't go straight into online business. Rather, I looked for a part-time job locally in my area just to give me a financial raft to cover my bills right away. Now, being that this part-time job was only 20 hours per week, I still had plenty of time to myself to figure out how to do online business. So essentially, I started to dive into every popular online business that there was and figure out what they were all about and which ones actually worked. Now, from that point to today, I've accumulated over 10,000 hours of starting and building online businesses, all the way from selling on Amazon to affiliate marketing to drop shipping to selling websites to print on demand, selling online courses, faceless YouTube channels. Literally, you name it, I've probably done the business model. Now, with that said, I've had success with multiple different online businesses throughout this course of time, and I've accumulated over $2 million in profit just from online business alone. Throughout the course of doing all of this, I have learned a lot of valuable lessons. So in this video, I just want to give you the top 3 most valuable lessons that I've learned. So hopefully you can get a big takeaway from this in a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the first lesson. Now, when I first started out, I was trying to do every business model that promised to make a lot of money, and I was doing them all at once. What I quickly realized was that this approach was simply not going to work. I realized that I was spread too thin across all of these different business models, and it felt like I was working really hard, but all of my businesses were just spinning their wheels. So the first lesson is to only start one business model at a time and give it all of your energy. When you break this down on a very simple level, you really only have 100% of energy in any given day. If you're spreading that energy into 10 different things every day, you're only giving 10% of energy to each of those things. Trust me when I say nothing worthwhile is going to come from just 10% of your energy. Once I realized this, I decided to focus all of my efforts onto just one business model. The business model that I decided to go with was print on demand, because all you do is come up with t-shirt designs that you think would be good on t-shirts or coffee mugs or wall art, and then you create those designs on graphic design tools and you upload them to a couple of the big print on demand websites. Now, what's unique about this business model is that the websites do all of their own marketing, they bring all of their own traffic, and the kicker is when someone actually purchases your design on a product, the website themselves prints it and ships it to the customer and handles all of the customer service as well. So essentially, print on demand is free to start, it has no ongoing costs, there's no risks associated with it, and sky's the limit for scalability. However, the takeaway here is that by picking just one business model, whatever that is for you, and focusing 100% of your effort on that, you can build that business up much faster than if you're spreading your effort throughout all different business models at the same time. So with that said, here's the second lesson that I learned. When I first started out, I was doing everything myself. And don't get me wrong, it's actually really exciting to do everything yourself because you can move really fast with the business, but it's actually really exhausting. When you're using all that 100% energy towards your business, you kind of run out of brain power by the end of the day. What's really cool about online business is that you can grow the business to well over 6 figures all by yourself. And just to give you proof, that's exactly what I did myself. But I started to lose motivation and lose my focus because I was getting burnt out with how hard I was working on the business. So that's what led me into looking for someone to help me with the business. The first thing I did was I thought about what parts of the business were my least favorite to do, and I looked for a person who could do those parts for me. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, why would you pay someone part of your profit to do things that you could literally be doing yourself? And to that I say, if you're keeping 100% of your business all by yourself, and it's a 6-figure business, we'll call it $100,000 per year in profit. If it's just you, you might just get maxed out at $100,000 per year. However, if you bring on the right person and they're really adding value to your business, that may be what's needed to take your business to $500,000 per year. In my personal experience with my online businesses, I was able to get them to about $150,000 per year all by myself. Then once I brought people on to help, I was able to get the business up to $800,000 per year. So as you can tell, the profit just skyrocketed because I really needed that help. So my takeaway for you here is once you get your online business starting to make a nice profit, don't be afraid to invest in good help to take that business to the next level. And that brings us into the last of the 3 lessons. Within the first month of starting, I was actually already making money. It was only a couple dollars per month, but that was the proof that I needed to see that the business worked. Now, after a few months of working on the business, it was making a couple $100 profit. And after a few years, it was making about $10,000 profit per month. Now, the big lesson I've learned is that I've watched a number of people start down my same path, having the same amount of success that I did, but they quit too early. I think this is because everywhere that you look on social media nowadays, there's someone claiming that if you do this, you can make $10,000 per month right away. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like the sense of hard work and delayed gratification are slowly going away in today's world. However, they really are a cold hard truth about starting your own business. No matter what business you start for yourself, try to always remember that in the beginning, it's going to feel like you're climbing up a hill. It's really hard to do. But then once you get to a certain point on that hill in your business, you get to start enjoying the downhill ride. That to me is how you should set your mindset to build a successful business. If you're interested in starting your own online business, check out the other videos on the channel because I've been sharing everything that I've learned in detailed step-by-step tutorials, all on the YouTube channel totally for free. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Otherwise, I'll see you guys all in the next video.